I rise today in support of House Resolution 373, which I authored in order to raise awareness of hydrocephalus, a devastating neurological disorder that often leaves individuals and their families in constant fear of sudden, irreversible damage or even death. Hydrocephalus, or water in the brain, as most people refer to this, is a medical condition that results in abnormal accumulation of cerebrospinal fluid, otherwise called CSF, in the ventricles or cavities of the brain. And sadly, the prognosis for individuals who are afflicted with hydrocephalus is often difficult to predict and highly fatal. Moreover, while this condition affects approximately, as my colleague Mr. Clay said, 1 in every 500 births, very few people are even aware of this devastating condition. The National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke is currently conducting research related to hydrocephalus prevention and treatment. However, more must be done at the community level to educate individual Americans about this surprisingly prevalent disorder. Recognizing the month of September as National Hydrocephalus Awareness Month will bring this disease to the public's attention and encourage, I believe, discussions necessary to more effectively address the devastating effects of this disease and provide supports to families who live with it every day. For example, currently the most common form of treatment for hydrocephalus involves the insertion of a shunt in order to maintain the flow of fluid from the brain. This outdated practice that's been around now for almost 50 years often results in complications that can jeopardize the life of the often very young child who's the patient. As one parent summarized for me, my son and all the other children who suffer from hydrocephalus are literally 12 to 15 hours away from irreversible damage, if not death, if a shunt failure was to go undetected or left untreated. This sometimes paralyzes parents, and there has got to be a better treatment out there, if not an outright cure. And Mr. Speaker, I know you'd agree, we just have to find it. That being said, I'd like to share the thoughts of a mother whose daughter, named Allie, developed hydrocephalus at 1 year of age. She sent this letter to my office in hopes that sharing it with our great nation will develop greater awareness of the disease among our general public. And with greater research, she's confident that it could be diagnosed more accurately and treated more efficiently. We certainly hope so. And this is her letter, Mr. Speaker. My name is Michelle Jansen. We have a 9-year-old daughter, Allie, who developed hydrocephalus at 1 year of age. The cause of her congenital hydrocephalus allowed her to be eligible for a fairly new procedure called a third ventriculostomy. Although there was a lot of information at the time about shunts, very little was known about the third ventriculostomy. After we researched our options and interviewed several neurosurgeons, Allie underwent a third ventriculostomy on July 9, 2001. This year, Allie has reached 8 years of age as one of the lucky few who have not encountered infections, revisions, or malfunctions as is frequently seen with shunts. Although she does have other rare medical conditions to complicate things, she's leading a fairly normal childhood. She was the only one in her third grade class to be chosen to participate in the Young Authors Club, and Allie maintained straight A's throughout the school year, something many people thought would be impossible. Several years ago, we searched for a support group close to home that would provide our family with support and education about the condition. That's when we became involved with the Pediatric Hydrocephalus Foundation. The visions of those involved have encouraged us to actively participate in educating, providing support, and to raise funds for local communities and families in need. The founders, Michael and Kim Illians, have also been active with government officials, such as you, Mr. Speaker, to initiate a resolution known as H.R. 373 to declare September National Hydrocephalus Awareness Month. Mr. Speaker, before I close, I want to echo the comments that Michelle Jansen makes about the vision that Michael and Kim Illians have for children and families living with hydrocephalus. I've had the privilege of getting to know this lovely couple and their beautiful baby boy named Cole through my work on this resolution. They have such optimism and faith. It just permeates everything they do and say. It's hard not to feel more hopeful when you're with great people like the Illians. And that's the kind of support that they provide other families who live with hydrocephalus, and the kind of support that we all hope will be spread by this resolution today. I want to urge all of our colleagues, Mr. Speaker, to start spreading this hope today by taking a moment to learn more about hydrocephalus by visiting the website hydrophaluskids.org. That's hydrophaluskids.org. It's the website for the Pediatric Hydrocephalus Foundation. Through increased awareness and education, we will take the steps that are needed to modernize the treatment of hydrocephalus and move toward a cure. And I urge my colleagues to join myself and the 89 bipartisan co-sponsors of House Resolution 373 in supporting the recognition of September as National Hydrocephalus Awareness Month. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I reserve the balance of my time.